welcome to the InGeneral Podcast, the Jurassic Outpost podcast. This is episode 162, and my name is Caleb. I am really happy to be joined by four composers today for a sequel episode to episode 153 of the InGeneral Podcast, where I was joined also by these composers, and we talked about the Rebirth score. So if you haven't listened to that episode yet, go listen to that one before you check out this one. But I am joined by composers Brooks Leiby, Daryl Lee Lynn, Kurt Tomlinson, and Byron Mackay. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hello.
We're back.
Hands are in the air.
Yes. Thank you all so much for joining me. We talked about having this episode when we recorded 3 months ago. We were like, we have to record a follow-up and do all this, and now here we are. So at that point, we had just gotten the announcement of Alexander Desplat. We had not seen Jurassic World Rebirth. We had not heard any of the score at all, I don't believe, and so we were very hopeful and speculative and all of that kind of stuff about our thoughts on the score. But now we have returned, having all seen Rebirth, having all listened to this score many times, and we're here to sort of talk about all our thoughts about it, how much we love it or hate it or whatever it is. So yeah, so I just want to start off with, before we jump into the music, whoever wants to go first, go around the table. But how many times have you seen Rebirth, and what did you think of the movie in general?
We're also polite.
Whoever wants to go first.
Don't rush.
I've seen the film one time, and I've probably listened to the score about like 15 times. I've seen the score more than I've seen the film.
I have seen the film 3 times, once in the cinema, twice at home. Much
Nice.
like Kurt, I've probably listened to the soundtrack multiple times.
Yeah.
I've seen the film only once, but I feel like I've relived it multiple times just watching people's reactions to it on YouTube and stuff. As for the score, I've probably only given it, honestly, once all the way through, but I've listened to specific tracks quite a lot. There's some real standouts to me.
For sure.
Yeah, same here. Love the score, and I forgot to not mark down, but include how many times I've watched it at home since its home release. But I saw it in theaters 5 times, I think, and then 2 or 3 times, and then jumping around like clips with the home release.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So did you like the movie? What are your thoughts on it?
It was great.
I thought this film was a big improvement from the last 2, and but it has some undercooked elements to it that I think stop it from being like a great film. But I think it's a good film, personally.
Sure.
I really enjoyed it. The action set pieces are really good. I think the only sort of negative towards that is they happen quite quickly, one after the other. But the set pieces themselves are great.
Mm-hmm.
Really enjoyed that.
Yeah, if I could just follow off of what Kurt was saying, I totally agree, where it's like, I don't know where my train of thought is going, but like it's a really fun ride, and it's, for me, a huge improvement over Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. I feel like it kind of runs out of steam towards the 3rd act. I mean, I still enjoyed it a lot, but I mean, I came in at the theater smiling, being like, okay, I got a Jurassic movie for like the first time since debatably 2015. I was like, okay, all right, we're back, cool.
Well, that's a good thought. I mean, coming out of the theater smiling is a good marker.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Brooks, what about you? Yeah.
I'm in agreement with everybody. Like, it is so close to being a great movie, but you can definitely tell, especially after multiple watches, that they were fast tracking it along, and scenes were changing. And even after the fact, if you like skim through behind the scenes stuff, they filmed scenes to be completely different than how they turned out in some cases. And that's just another proof of how fast the production was. And even in like post-production, things were changing quite drastically. And I think all the action set pieces were 10s out of 10s. The river sequence, I think, is probably the standout for me, even in the soundtrack. That's probably my favorite cue of the film. And it just captured, I think, what the previous 3 movies was missing that the original trilogy had. Even with like the limitations that those movies had, where they couldn't do that scene from the first book. It was so cool finally getting able to see that.
Yeah,
It felt more like, to me, like a Jurassic Park film from like the early 2000s. But I think there's a weird thing that I just wanted to mention about. So Gareth Edwards directed Godzilla, right? And I don't know if you remember the scene where they're approaching one of the Godzilla sites somewhere in like Japan or something, and there's the helicopter that looks exactly like the one from Jurassic Park. And that whole sequence felt more like Jurassic Park to me than the one we got in Rebirth, where it flies over the monkeys and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like it's like he already outdid himself before in 2014.
Right.
Oh yeah. No, I feel like that was Garrett, just with how much he talked about how much he loves Jurassic Park. Like, I feel like that scene in Godzilla was like him just getting a little Jurassic Park in there.
For sure.
Nicer.
It looks like the same helicopter to me, but I wouldn't know.
Oh, they're very, very similar. They might be like exactly the same. But like, I feel like he like negotiated very hard. He was like, I have to have a helicopter flying through the jungle shot in Rebirth, or I'm not doing this movie.
Yeah.
So, because they are like, even those 2 moments from those 2 movies are just super similar in composition and everything. So, I have seen Rebirth 11 times in theaters because I'm crazy. But I really love it. I think like the criticisms that you guys are bringing up are totally valid, because like I think, the rushed production and like the things that I wish were sort of expanded or maybe will be expanded in the future, that's kind of my main like gripe with it, I think. But like, there's so many moments in this movie that are just so Jurassic and a great time. So yeah, and I think like coming out of the theater smiling is such a great point. I think like feeling like a Jurassic movie in the early 2000s is a really like valid point. And so I don't know, I feel like it's a good step in the right direction for Jurassic, like overall, so go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say, it's strange that this is a rush production, but there was no, like, in terms of visuals, there was nothing in there that really stuck out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
In Dominion, Fallen Kingdom, and maybe some of the Jurassic World, somewhere in Jurassic World, there's always like one visual effects scene that just sticks out really bad to me. Like, for the ones I'm thinking of are like Blue's. There's a shot of Blue in Fallen Kingdom where she turns the camera and it just looks really weird.
Yep.
And it's like pretty sure there's a in the lab.
It's when she's about to heroically run away from the
explosion. Oh my god!
There's always something like that in one of the films that just sort of that I remember. Shot. But in this one, I don't. Other than the kind of weird green screen scenes, all the CGI looks insanely good.
It's very consistent.
I think
it does. Yeah. I think a lot of that is because of Gareth Edwards. Because like if you watch his other films, like the effects just look great even when he's on a small budget. Like for those out there who have not watched Monsters,
yes,
like his first feature film, like it's such a good such a great movie, and like the effects are just ridiculously good.
Yeah.
And so, but that's very true. Like I can't really think of a shot in Rebirth that didn't look good visual effects wise, like at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the T-Rex in the raft scene,
Yep.
like, is just so good. It looks so
It's
awesome.
arguably the best Rex had.
Yes.
One of the
Absolutely.
things that really, I was going to
And
say for the
now-
raft scene, something that really stuck out to me was actually there's the shot of it that's jaws closing in on the inflatable raft, and I was like, was this a practical head
That
that
was
they
really
had puncturing it? Because I was like, this looks really, really good.
Apparently that's
Yeah.
CG.
Really?
That's CG.
Apparently that's CG because they had a mouth, but they showed there was like a VFX breakdown you can find where you would think that they're just poking it into that because they
Yeah.
had one. They had one for when Ruben is avoiding it in the underwater shots,
Mhm.
but yeah, purely CG. That blew my mind.
Wow.
Crazy. Like, well, and Brooks, I think it was you that pointed out, because I haven't watched a lot of the special features yet, but like you pointed out that scene where they're like behind the split in the rocks, and Manuel Garcia Rulfo is like reaching his hand out. You pointed out that is CG, and like I never
Kirk calls
I
him
never
Ruben
would have
CG
realized.
arms.
Oh, I remember the CG. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. Like, there's
Exactly.
always something like that in modern
So
films where like they
cool.
replace just something like his fingers or something.
And you never notice,
Yeah.
until a breakdown or something.
I did not notice anything weird about that scene though. Like the fact that his arms from like the sleeve down are not even real. It's crazy.
Yeah,
And a lot of that's
I mean,
new CG tech. Like they had to basically redo their water systems because they're competing with themselves after the Way of Water. They're like, this needs to be the best water visual effects ever done.
Yeah,
they
I
think
mean,
they nailed it.
water finds a way, as we've said so many times. No, I was realizing the other day that like so much of this movie is like on a boat or in water, or like water is involved, like maybe more than any other Jurassic movie. So
Yeah.
and like so many of those ocean shots and the skyline shots just look so
Gorgeous.
good. Yeah.
Super Jaws.
I feel like
Oh,
we've wanted to see something with water for a while. Anyone who like
Mm.
really likes Jurassic Park, because we never really got. I mean, we got the Mosasaurus in Jurassic World, and then everything after that felt like a tease to another film. Like
Mhm.
we would get a shot of the Mosasaurus about to eat someone in the trailer, and that would actually be the scene in the film, and that's it, nothing
Yeah.
else. Whereas this film went all out with the water.
In the fishing
That was
boat
awesome.
in the opening of
Yeah.
Dominion. I love
Yeah,
that.
I wanted
Yeah.
more of
bit.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we finally got like an entire sequence with a Mosasaurus, like more than one entire sequence, honestly, with the Mosasaurus. Like it got to have its day in Rebirth, and it's pretty great.
So good.
So, yeah.
Um,
Go ahead. If you
Oh,
had
I was just gonna. I'll probably gush more about it later, but honestly, that whole sequence with the boat when they're out in the water in that first act, that for me,
Magical.
that's the highlight of the whole. I still think about that
Yeah.
every day, where I'm just like, man, we got a fully like kinetic action sequence in a modern Jurassic movie with great effects, just awesome set piece. Oh, man, what a great scene!
Oh,
Genuinely.
yes, I totally agree, and like we'll get into it in a bit, but like boat chase on the
Yep.
score, like
Oh,
I cannot stop listening.
And that was such a
listening to
great
that.
first release.
Yes.
Yes,
So
like
smart.
in retrospect, like when they first released it, I was like, this is kind of a weird,
Yeah.
random one to release. But like now, I'm like, okay, this is great.
So good.
Yeah.
I took a friend to see Rebirth. Sorry to cut you off. At like,
No, you're good.
I think it was the third or fourth viewing, and it was around that time I could tell that they weren't vibing with the opening. They're kind of just like snore. But as soon as they shot the dart into the mosasaur, got the blood sample, and it was that big John Williams fanfare.
Yeah.
I felt the energy change, and I was like, oh, they're in.
Yeah.
They're locked in.
It's just so triumphant, and it's like, yes,
Yep.
we won, we succeeded. Like
That's the music movies are missing.
Mm-hmm.
They nailed it.
Yeah, they
Golden
really.
era.
It feels like a
Golden
90s
era's
Amblin.
gone.
Absolutely, Daryl.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, 90s Amblin, so true. Also, like, I don't know, I wouldn't call it cheesy. Like maybe some people would. Maybe it's like some people feel it's over the top, but like I just feel it's totally
Just enough.
It's perfect.
It's just celebratory, like
I think that
release
time,
of energy.
yeah, that sound is timeless. It's not. I don't think it's cheesy. I don't think
Yeah.
anyone who says that, I feel like is just there's something going on. Like maybe they didn't grow up watching these films or something.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I like every time I watch it, I like smile giddily. Like it's just like, yes, like it's
Tickles
awesome.
the brain just right.
Yeah, for sure. No, I don't remember who said it, but like Super Jaws.
Yeah.
That sequence in the movie and like this whole movie in general, I feel is like so Jaws, so very Jaws. So
and
the
everything that was in
score
the
too.
trailer too.
Yeah,
Everything that was like weird in the trailer in that whole sequence with the boat, that was all like totally natural. In
Yeah,
the
especially
film.
the dialogue I found.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was all an improvement because I was
Oh, yeah,
worried
'cause
about
there was-
the Marvel humor in there.
Yeah.
There's whole pieces of dialogue that I guess were like alternate takes or something. There's a whole portion where there's like they're surveying the Spinosaurus circling, where there's more dialogue. So there was a lot more to the movie that I think wound up on the cutting room floor that I don't know may have taken away big chunks of development or something. But I agree. I think it was pretty natural, and all the confusing stuff from the trailers, I'm glad was replaced.
Yeah.
I feel like some of that was just in the trailers to like make the
be
trailer
trailer
build
fodder.
hype, or
Yeah.
like they're doing. I mean, Marvel does the thing where they like put things in their trailers to misdirect people or like
Yeah.
get people excited or whatever, and it's like, do we have to do that? But like,
Gareth did this once before with Rogue One.
well, and like
Yeah.
there's now something we definitely didn't know when we talked 3 months ago was like, there's the line in the trailer about like, please don't say they're raptors and they're raptors, and like that whole moment, that whole scene is gone from the movie.
Yeah.
So like that's just a crazy
That's
thing to think about how it all changed. But
The film for me is just completely removing the raptors.
I wish they finished that scene. I really do. I wish that we got to see a finished visual effect for the raptors.
I agree. Like I wish they would have finished that. I wish they would have put it in there. But like I don't know, I'm playing both sides here maybe, but like I also love the raptors being murked by the mutadons. Like I just love how
oddly liked that.
Yeah.
I would have definitely liked that more if someone said online that like the mutadons show up and then a pack of raptors show up to sort of like reclaim territory or something.
Yeah.
Just to get back at them because they just feel like they're on. You don't even get to see them in focus.
Mm-hmm.
They're out of focus behind the guy. You don't even get to see how good the design is or anything.
Right.
It's just disappointing.
Yeah, like the mutadons like win the first battle, and the raptors come back and win the war or something.
Yeah.
That's a pack or something, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's my Lost World bias, but that's kind of where I was hoping the end of the film was heading, where it's like, oh, we have like a worker village, almost like the Lost World. And so I was kind of hoping when all the mutadons are chasing, I'm like, oh, what if like the pack of raptors come in? And it's like, oh, now we got 12 of us. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just the Lost World fan of me.
I thought the whole sequence of that underground bit was all going to be all raptors.
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
That's
Oh,
what I was
yeah.
anticipating.
Nothing wrong with being a Lost World fan on this podcast. You can share that anytime you want, or a Raptor fan. And like this is like hopeful thinking, maybe wishful thinking, but like I do think we're going to get a sequel to this movie, and I think that's kind of inevitable, and we can talk more about that later.
That's a
but
whole
like
other tangent. Oh my goodness.
yeah, and so like, but I think after the last trilogy where it was like raptors, trained raptors are our friends, for 3 movies. I mean, I guess maybe they wanted to lay off the raptors.
I was even in the boat of even saying no T-Rex.
Mm.
because
I mean, yeah.
But having said that, and then they delivered probably the best Tyrannosaur sequence and design of the franchise.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
know, my words are eaten. They're
I think
gone.
as long as the dinosaur that's in the scene gets actual screen time and doesn't just show up and leave and never gets
Yeah.
you never see it again. Like
The Raptor stuff
the
was
T-Rex
weird.
actually got a full sequence, so that's
Yeah.
fine. But
Yeah.
like there's something about Dominion where there was so many dinosaurs just thrown in left and right in different scenes, and none of them had proper screen time. Whereas
Yeah.
I felt like every dinosaur in this film, maybe except like that. I think there's a bit where there's an Ankylosaurus just like jump scares you for like a
Appears.
second.
Yeah.
We had to get Bumpy in there, you know.
It's like the black market with the Sornoraptor in the case or
Oh
something,
yeah.
which was
Was
totally
it?
like a set deck
Wait, when
Easter
did
egg.
that happen?
Yeah,
So
what?
there's apparently there's a tail of a Sornoraptor in the black market in Dominion. Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
Wow.
And now
Um,
there's like headcanon that it's actually a rebirth raptor, which I think is a dig. That's like reaching.
I feel like the fans have come up with that. I don't
For
think the
sure.
filmmakers have thought about that at all.
Oh, what
Not at
props are
all.
lying around? Oh, we got this tail. No, I don't know.
Not at all.
yeah. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. But yeah, I think that like I was gonna say that like in the sequel to Rebirth, perhaps maybe we'll lean into some more. At least, I mean, the bar is low as far as the amount of raptors now.
Yes.
So like maybe there'll be more raptors in the future.
I
But
want a new species.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that
I
too.
want
So
I want nice feathered big beauties.
Utah Raptor.
feathered. I mean, give me a Utah Raptor. Give me a Deinonychus.
With primitive
Something.
war, I feel like they have to step up with a Utah Raptor.
Oh, I want to see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I haven't seen Primitive War yet either. So
I have seen it.
yeah.
I'm surprised how good the visual effects look for the budget.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of great visual effect shots in it. A lot
Tell
not
me-
as great, but it's an indie,
Sure.
so there's
Yeah, yeah.
limitations. But
Just a quick tangent to any of you four who have seen it. Like, tell me about the score. How was the score?
For Primitive War?
Yeah, for Primitive War. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like Brooks would know.
so in the
Okay.
film, it works great in context. By itself, it's a great action score. I'm not the biggest fan of it currently, but I'm sure upon like multiple re-listens or going down the rabbit hole of its production, that opinion will change because I like the composer a lot. And I like the orchestra they worked with, the woodwind
Mhm.
player. Like, there's so many great pieces to it. It's very action and ostinato heavy, which makes it feel kind of generically packaged. But
Gotcha.
there's a lot of good stuff in there that I think I haven't just processed yet. That
Is it out now to stream?
yes, yeah.
Okay. I was waiting for it.
Yeah, that's valid, I think. Okay, so let's get into what we're here for. Let's talk about the Rebirth score by Alexander Desplat.
That segue.
I think it would be fun to, go back and listen to every thought and hope and dream we had about this score in our last episode. What were your thoughts when you first heard? I mean, a couple of you have only seen it once, but you've listened to it more. But like, what were your thoughts when you first heard this score, when you first saw the film, and sort of how are you feeling about it now that you've listened to it more? What do you think about it in general?
I think for me, it's the living with it. Loved it when I watched the movie. I believe I listened to it actually before I went to see it because we were waiting for the release. I think I may have had a little listen before actually seeing it. Really loved it. I love that there's inclusion of Williams themes. Not sure all the placement for those is spot on. But I'm glad we got a bit of Williams. That's something we all talked about, the balance of that.
Yeah.
There's some really beautiful music. There's some great Lost World style percussion in there. There's great woodwind work. There's some Butter Tongue on a couple of tracks, which is really incredible. I think it's Mozart Attack's Boat. The really thought out titles of all these tracks. But yeah, there's the obviously the boat chase, but I think it's Mosasaur or Mozart Attack's Boat, and there's some really cool Flutter Tongue in there. The thing I think living with it more is that there's not a lot of thematics or Rebirth that really stand out on their own. You know, you listen to JP, you've got 2 or 3 themes in there that you could just hum right now off the bat. With Rebirth, in context, it's great. There is some really beautiful pieces of music. Dino Lovers in particular, beautiful theme that Bailey played on. But other than that, there's not really anything coming away from it that you could hum or think about in the same way. There's a lot of core ostinatos, but yeah, I feel like it lacked a little bit on kind of themes. That makes sense. And Gacchino, we've said about him before. There's things we liked and we didn't like, but I feel like that's something he wins with. There are definitely, whether we like them or not, there are memorable themes from
a bit more
the
little
previous
motifs.
3 films. Absolutely.
Oh, that's interesting to hear. Brooks, Kurt, anybody who wants to go next?
I did read a few reviews from like Film Score, like review pages, that they think the score is like really what's the word, like really well made and put together, and like but it like what Daryl said, it sort of like doesn't have anything to hook you. But I actually disagree with that, because there are quite a lot of like, so I couldn't stop humming the Voyage theme. I think that's like for the group as a whole, for the heroes. Like that comes back.
Style one?
Yeah,
I had
that
a
comes
note
back
about
a
that,
few times. It comes back in like different different situations as well. Like there's like a darker version of it, and it towards the end when she's fighting the Mutadons and stuff. But I couldn't stop humming that theme. It felt really adventurous, like it was like you were going on, like you were on the boat with those guys. But that the theme, the Dino Lovers theme, like Daryl said, I think that might be for me. That's one of the best themes in the franchise. That doesn't leave my head at all after seeing that. And I've seen the film one time, and that I was whistling that after.
That's the one I whistle.
Yeah. And do you think that that theme is? Do you think Desplat has actually looked at Operation Genesis at all and thought and taken some inspiration?
I saw the
close.
comparison. Yeah.
It feels very close. Like I doubt he's played it, but maybe he's listened to it on YouTube.
Someone sit interview that man and ask him, have you played Operation Genesis?
I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, I want to write a new piece of music that's clearly derived from some of the shapes that Williams has in the Jurassic Park theme, and then it's a case of 2 people getting very similar results on the test. You know what I mean?
Because it's like 2 or 3 very small phrases that very closely resemble.
But that melody with the clarinet that
so pretty,
that Jonathan Bailey played, sounds almost exactly the same as that. I don't know if it's solo violin or something in the Operation Genesis theme, but it's almost like note for note the same. Maybe like one note's slightly different rhythmically, but
well, to that point, and like you guys keep talking after I say this, but like I don't feel like there were many, if any, like main themes in Giacchino's stuff that were on the clarinet or in the woodwinds, and so I appreciate that just for what it is, just that it's like, oh, we're using woodwinds for things. This is nice. I like this.
Yeah, I think that's where Desplat really kind of recaptured the magic of what Williams was doing, because I mean, even in Jaws, there's a lot of great woodwind action, and I think the only time Giacchino used a woodwind for a theme was in Dominion for Biosyn, there's a lot of bass flute stuff.
Oh yeah.
And like the opening credits, I think, with the Universal logo, I think had like a really weird, like wide, close mix of some low winds.
Mhm.
But Jurassic is inherently, I think, a woodwind. Not woodwind leading, but it's very strong use of woodwind. Helps with its characteristics.
Oh yeah.
Amy Doherty, is it Amy Doherty? Is that her name? Who did the Battle at Big Rock?
Yes.
Doherty,
Yeah.
She did a rendition of the Jurassic World theme with woodwinds, and that was really beautiful. It was when the little
Yeah.
baby arrived. That was a really pretty
Yeah.
rendition.
It's a baby one. Yeah. That one.
You got it exactly. Felt like I was watching the film again.
So good.
Brooks, Byron, like general score thoughts.
I got some notes if you want to go, Brooke.
Okay. No, I really love it. And with what I was just saying about capturing the magic that Williams had for the franchise, I also think it has its own identity and captures other parts of like the golden age of Hollywood, like Daryl said. I think it's very, if it's accidentally, sure, but I think it gives a lot of Goldsmith vibes. There's a lot of parts that feel like classic, like Planet of the Apes, especially in the percussion and the way the brass voices are. Like in the river raft sequence, there's some phrasings in like the horns that feel so Apes and so Goldsmith. But there's no jawbone. That was.
Well, we did talk about that on the last composer episode. We were like, jawbone. There needs to be
call
a
back. Yeah, there is no jawbone. That's my only negative point. Just put a jawbone. I don't care if it's a real donkey jaw or the plastic metal thing. But
Yeah, what a fraud.
I know, right? Call this a Jurassic score? No. Goodness. But yeah, the adventure theme for the group, and I'm confused on like one theme for the family. Like the first time you hear it is when they're like escaping. The family they've just escaped the Spinosaurs, and they're swimming through like this like cave, this like cavern, and it comes in, I think, on alto flute, and then it kind of repeats itself as they're going into the forest, and it comes back when the Distortus is coming down and Bella turns around in like an ominous phrasing. It's like, I don't know if that's her theme, the family theme. I'm confused on like that.
Is it like the Dolores one? The one that comes on piano, that one. Or is it
That
something
I think that one is Dolores's like little
that one
theme.
is for sure.
I think the family theme is a
Yes.
that one.
yeah.
Yes.
And
I remember
but
that.
like what's funny about it to me is that it's so similar to the family theme in Jurassic Park 3. Like
Yeah, you're right.
structurally, I mean, it's sort of like a quicker, like the Jurassic Park 3 one is more sort of augmented rhythmically, I guess. But yeah, it's just like crazy that there's that connection. But
there's a lot of parallels in these scores, which apparently a lot of we do this. We've talked about it. We're like, if
who's getting okay? The police passed by. Which one of you?
someone died. I think that was
okay.
Me. No, and now there's a dog howling.
We're good.
We're good.
Nice.
But oh no, what was I saying?
We were talking about the family theme.
It's crumbling. Oh yeah, we've talked about this where like if we're doing something that's inherently Jurassic, you take the original theme, rearrange some notes or in a similar key and work with that. And I think that's what happened with a lot of this stuff, which makes the job easier.
Yeah.
Not saying just for an easy payday, but.
I guess I hadn't thought about this until now, but like I wonder if they tempt some of that with like Don Davis family stuff from Jurassic Park 3. Maybe. I think there's maybe a good chance, but yeah.
I wish they
someone was saying something about E.T. Sorry.
No, sorry.
Oh.
I was just gonna say I wish they put this in the the special the DVD extras. I want to hear like the inspiration for the music, stuff like that.
Yeah, we gotta reach out, see if we can have a conversation with Desplat somehow.
That'd be so cool.
Episode 3
yeah.
or part
Yeah,
3? I
the
don't know.
yeah. Yeah, what's the this is the sequel, so then we'll have a third. We'll complete the trilogy somehow.
And then we'll do a recall.
Yeah.
Legacy sequel.
Yes. Byron, tell us about all your notes, all your thoughts.
Okay.
Let's go.
I'll start by saying, in terms of like the themes in the movie, I almost wonder if it's a situation where for general audiences, the themes aren't really sticking. Whereas obviously for us, we live and breathe this stuff, right? So we can pick up on like, oh wow, this is from this, this is from this. Oh, it's so cool. So that's just like a random food for thought. Like overall, I feel like when I first heard the boat chase preview and stuff, I was like, it's a little bit Chiquino. I don't know how to feel about the concert toms. And then like watching the movie, I was like, damn, like this is very Jurassic Park 3 adjacent, both in terms of the movie but also the score, which is very pleasing for me. But yeah, in terms of some of the notes, so I had like the ET stuff for like the main group that I definitely picked up on that too, with the little augmented fourth, I think. Yeah. And so I thought that was very fun.
Yeah.
Very like adventure aligned. I really like how so much of the music, as we were saying earlier, is very much like, okay, here is the theme from Jurassic Park. What are the rules I can play around to create like a little ambient, underscore stuff? So it feels very aligned. It really does remind me a lot of some of what Don Davis did on JP3. Just being able to play
Lydian
within
scale.
Yeah, absolutely. Being able to play within the world of the music and make something new but very comforting and familiar. As for like individual little notes, I noticed the opening lab has moments that are very similar to what Desplat already did for Godzilla. And so I wonder if they did some temp stuff there. It's like there's like a bass synth in particular that's like do. I'm like, this is super, G14. But then also talking about some of the instrument stuff we're talking about, dude, so much marimba in this score. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like even not even just on action tracks, but just like little underscore moments. You have it in
the
back.
lab.
Yeah, like in the lab. I'm like, dude, this is so good. So I'm very big fan of that. Like Daryl mentioned with things like Flutter Tongue, we have wah-wah mutes on the trombones, man. Like this is so fun. Just to listen to all these different effects that I feel like I just haven't heard in so long.
Yeah.
And then I guess just to kind of wrap up, going back and listening from the beginning to the end of the Mosasaur Spinosaur stuff, so many of the themes and motifs are actually really well woven throughout the different cues as we lead up to those very final tracks. And it's something I unfortunately didn't pick up on watching the movie for the first time. But going back and listening to it, I was like, man, we actually have little themes and moments. Like, I guess you could call it like the Mosasaur motif, but there's like a brass line for like do, like the chromatic descending. And that's pretty frequently kind of like teased leading up to it. So yeah, going back and having these little discoveries, like listening to the score where I'm like, oh my god, this isn't just like, I don't know, generic Hollywood music where, oh, this is the standout track, this is the standout track, we have filler in between. Like this, it might not be for everybody, but there's a lot of little nuggets woven throughout the score to build something which I think is quite cohesive in the end. So I'm very pleased. I'm very, very pleased.
Yeah, I mean, I really love this score, but that's a realization I've come to after listening to it a bunch, and like going, oh, that, like, to what you're saying, I didn't totally catch things in the theater just because they're I mean, it's quick,
loud,
like
there's sound effects, there's everything.
Yeah, like there's a lot going on, but like I like listening to it over and over and going, oh, that must be the theme for that, and that must be that must be associated with that, like, because like I think in the boat chase queue, you've got the team of heroes little theme thing, and then the mosasaurs, bum, 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 bum,
Yes.
bum, bum, like they're going
Yep.
back and forth against each other, like they are in the scene, which is cool. And like I mean, to be fair, I still need to listen to this score more and sort of analyze it some more, but like I think the stuff in the beginning of the opening lab is like for the island, I would say. Like
Yeah.
and it only shows up like a couple more times after that, but it's like I don't know, it's really interesting. And I just really love, nothing against past composers in this franchise, but like I just really love the way Desplat approached this as far as writing it and as far as orchestrating it. It's just a little more in the direction of John Williams as far as like the aleatoric writing, things that like feel chaotic but they're actually written on the page to feel that way. And like I don't know, like just there are just so many great cues that have, every instrument part has a great part written for it, and they're all working together, and it's really excellent and works really well with the scene. Like the Rex chase, like there's so much going on in the strings in that cue that's a little subtle sometimes when the brass is in your face, but like it's like, man, I don't know.
There's like Kalenia rhythms.
Yeah, well, and just
Yeah.
like dissonant, like weird stuff that's meant to be like chaotic and scary under the sort of like punchy, like fanfare-ish brass, and like it's all just going together, and it's so good. But yeah, that I think brings us to my next question in a good way, because I just wanted to talk about like the themes in this score, the new themes, and the use of the old themes. What is there a thematic moment in Rebirth that you like best? And did you think that, let's go a little more into depth about the old themes, about like, did you think they were used well? Did you think they were placed well? All that kind of thing. What do you think?
There's a funky moment when I was listening to the score before going to see the film, when Journey to the Island pops up. Feels like it's a bit like out of nowhere, like comes in really fast. And I realized watching the film that the reason for that is because they wanted to add this really long humorous moment. And so the score had to fucking wait for them to finish their joke before he can get to Journey to the Island. So he had no time to actually build the track, and like that's the reason why it sounds a bit jarring. And I feel a bit bad for Alexandre Desplat because that's not his fault. But
Right.
It does make sense in context to the film.
Yeah. It makes sense. But when you're listening to the soundtrack, because of the way it plays out, it just feels like it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it sounds, the recording sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Must
Maybe
be
in
Abbey
music
Road.
editing, they could have added a drum roll or something, a cymbal, to help with that. To help with that padding. Oh my god, I forgot how to speak.
No, I actually kind of I actually really love the placement there. I love that they used that theme there, but I agree that it is like a quick cut, and it's kind of like they could have led into it a little bit, but maybe they told Desplat no. They were like, he was like, I want to put more percussion and brass leading into this, and they were like, no, he's chewing Altoids, we can't have that. So, but like I feel like that's the first plain flyover sequence in a few Jurassic movies where we actually got that theme properly. And I was just like, yes, thank you for like actually putting this there. And like I remember I think some of us, they were events before the movie was released where they were playing some of the score, and we heard that sort of Jurassic Park Island fanfare theme, and then it goes into sort of this little minor feeling dark thing, and we were like, "Oh, I wonder what that is." And it's when they pull a Dunkleosteus up in
The
a
dunk.
yeah.
The
So
dunk
it's like,
reveals itself.
yeah, I like hearing that music for the first time. I thought it was going to be something darker, but like I like it. So.
Yeah, it's a misdirect.
I leaned forward in my chair when that big fish popped out. I was like, "Excuse me, what timeline are we in?"
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
fully like
excited, but
toy
I need
jacked. I like
answers.
pointed. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. A Jurassic Park Dunkleosteus. That's
Yeah,
nuts.
water finds a way. But no, more favorite thematic moments, and or other moments where you have thoughts about use of themes.
I think obviously the Argentinosaurus, the Dino Lovers theme, the new thing. I think that's perfect
The
for that moment.
Yeah, the Titanosaurus, right? Yeah.
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 Sorry. Yeah.
No, no, you're
People
good.
are speculating about what species they like referenced. So it could be
Yeah.
like a Titan, could be Argentine.
Yeah.
I'm curious
huge
to
long neck.
learn more. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dino Lovers theme is, for me, my favorite piece from the new soundtrack, and I think in context it's really beautiful. And then the added bonus that Bailey played on that,
Yeah.
I think, is
Mhm.
absolutely incredible. And then followed by the original JP theme for the moment when they all walk away, everyone's in awe.
Yeah.
That was a killer placement for it.
Yeah.
A really good arrangement
Enjoyed
too.
that.
It's timed with
Yeah.
Bailey's woo was
Yep.
Yeah.
chef's kiss. The energy.
Yeah, I love that the Jurassic Park theme starts when the Titanosaur starts to walk, like with
Yep.
its step. It starts. That's just
Yeah, so good.
perfect. So
Unanimous chef's kiss.
yeah. What other theme moments? What other? I mean, new themes that you really liked, or old themes that you enjoyed the placement of?
There was a really interesting use of the Jurassic Park theme that I'm sure we all have different opinions of, and it's during John Bailey and ScarJo's conversation on the boat.
On the boat.
Oh yeah.
For me, that felt very first Jurassic Park, where it's used for human connection, it's used for family, it's used for whatever. It's just like it's a multi tool connection for characters and what have you, and I thought it was really interesting to put that music there. And at first I didn't like it, but I had to, you have to put your shoes and or your feet into spot shoes there, and maybe Gareth's, and think, why did they put that there? And that's whenever it clicked, and I was like, man, this is very like first Jurassic Park. This feels like classic characters having a conversation, and the music helped with that nostalgia. But I was curious about what you guys thought about that placement.
I actually like, outside of the Titanosaur scene, that's probably my favorite placement of an old theme in the movie. Just because I think like Desplat is 100% capable of writing some new emotional dramatic thing for these characters in that scene when like Zora's crying, and it's sort of a heavy thing a little bit, but like it's a Jurassic movie and we get this poignant, like really great rendition of the Jurassic Park theme there. And it really solidifies, like, I don't know, maybe this is a grand thing to say, but it kind of solidifies it as a Jurassic movie, but it also like makes them feel like Jurassic characters. Cause like,
Yes.
like you were saying, in the past, like we've had Jurassic themes under these like heavy, important philosophical moments, and I'm really, really glad that they decided to put that there. So yeah.
I think for this moment in particular, it shows that they're using music in a way that's very similar to the first film without just resolving to like, oh, here's a cameo, here's something right? They actually understand, okay, this is how they use it in the first film. Because exactly as they're saying, it's very like, Brachiosaur in the trees, Petticoat Lane. It gives me that kind of feeling of intimacy that you got in the first film.
The gift shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Spared no expense. So
that's good.
No, go ahead, Kurt. Yeah.
I was just gonna say there's a few cues. I wouldn't say the from the original trilogy or anything, but probably for me my favorite would be there's a shot right when we first get to sea on the boat, and then that voyage theme kicks in, and it's all like it's kind of like swashbuckling in a way. That's like gets you all hyped up for being at sea. And there's like another one would be, and I'm trying to pinpoint what is like the D-Rex's like what's his thematic identity in the film, because there's two cues that share the same like ostinato brass repetition like pattern. It's like a da 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 like that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if that, because that shows up a few times, and I don't know what is the villain's theme, because there's also another like a motif that comes in. It's like an inversion of Jaws. It's like instead of da da, it's like a da.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So
but that shows up for the T-Rex scene as well.
yeah, so there's that. There's also like you could call it a theme if you wanted to, but it's also sort of a motif. But it like I would call it also like the dinosaur like motif. It's the ba da 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 like and it's in the museum when Jonathan Bailey's talking about dinos, and it also shows up in the T-Rex scene. But then what you're saying, that little inverted Jaws thing, I feel like that's a carnivore, like dangerous carnivore.
I think it's the new
motif.
Predator theme.
Something like that, yeah. And like, but to what you're saying, I need to keep listening, because like I'm not sure what exactly the D-Rex's musical identity is. I think maybe one of its musical identities is that inverted Jaws thing, because that's definitely in the opening cue.
Yeah.
I might be misremembering, but I feel like whenever the D-Rex comes along, if you listen in the bass, there's usually some weird synthy stuff going on.
Oh.
I know you definitely get it in the lab opening. But I thought that was really
some of that
interesting
as well in the
distinction.
Finn's attack with the
so
that's true.
it's what makes it kind of confusing also, now that I'm thinking about it, is like when they get to the abandoned lab, Jonathan Bailey and Mahershala Ali, and Mahershala leaves to save the family, and Jonathan Bailey is like hiding behind that thing as the D-Rex walks by. You get that inverted Jaws thing. So that kind of makes me think maybe it's a more associated with the D-Rex, but I don't know. So
I think it was very clear.
Yeah, it's a
you
bit
look
muddy.
at the Indominus Rex.
Yeah,
there's no clear villain theme, but that could have been completely deliberate.
That's true.
Yeah,
because it does only pop up with the T-Rex too, and that could be intentional, because we know the D-Rex is in some way or another a failed T-Rex clone.
Oh, that's a really good point, because the T-Rex and the D-Rex are genetically connected, aren't they?
Yeah, they share the
siblings.
same data. In both their scenes have that as well, so you could maybe
Okay. We're on to
they-
something here. Okay.
The chins are being scratched.
They pause
no,
out there
but-
somewhere like, yeah, something like that, I guess.
Yeah, sure. That totally wasn't the music editor who chose to put that there.
Yeah,
not-
legit.
yeah.
That was for the raptor scene.
So the tracks
No,
share the same DNA.
Yeah, I love that you called it pointed out that it's an inverted Jaws thing, because like as we've already said a little bit, so much of this movie is Jaws. So
Love it.
I like that connection too. So any other like thematic moments you guys wanted to talk about?
I wouldn't call it a theme, but there's a really great moment in the museum where when Henry is showing all the different things they're going to go after, you get the choir clusters, and I'm like, we're so back.
Yes, absolutely.
And I wonder if that's supposed to be a version of the opening titles for the.
That's exactly what I
Jurassic.
thought. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I was very happy about that.
A hatching raptor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Choir as well, which I think you pointed out, Kurt, is also used or interpolation in Jurassic Park 3 in the lab scene. You get
Yes.
the choir. It definitely feels intentional. Like that was
that
Yeah.
boat scene where they're drifting on the boat and it's really quiet and they just sort of it's like a relaxing choir.
Oh, with the piano.
That feels like Raptor Room, but it
Yeah.
feels like a really like chill version.
It does. Well, and like the name of that cue
24-hour loop.
is what's it called? Relaxing boat ride or something?
Yes.
Like literally.
Whoa!
So funny.
Another Operation Genesis similar cue.
Yeah.
I saw the discussion on Twitter about that, and someone had actually said that's where they'd likened it to, the J-Pog track.
Which track?
But then you have to go back, don't you? Because it started with Jurassic Park, then we had it again in JP3, which would have been the same time as J-Pog.
Yeah.
Well, and there's just listening to the score this weekend, there's definitely some Raptor Room vibes when they're in the temple and he's got the egg up close. There's some of that there too. So
That's a great track.
yeah. I like another musical section I keep returning to when I'm listening is when they get to when they're climbing down the face and then they get to the temple.
Yes.
It's very, I'm glad they played that the way they did, because it's very like, it's ominous. It's very like, it's almost Indiana Jones-ish, Tomb Raider-ish, as far as like, this is a old historic mystical place. Like, I'm glad they played it that way.
What is this? Some kind of ancient temple?
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
That's what Zora says. Yeah, that's what Zora says.
I would have been like, use your eyes.
Oh man,
No, it's a modern temple.
Yeah, it's a modern one. I mean, such a longer conversation, but I hope that we can talk about more at the end of this episode, because I have a question I want to ask you all later. But like, I hope we get just more of this stuff. I hope we learn more about this island and the temples and everything. But so if you had to choose at this point, I know like we haven't all lived with this score as much as we're probably going to, but if you had to choose like a favorite cue in the film or a favorite moment of music in the film, if you had to only choose one, like what would you choose?
Don't make me choose. But I will.
I think Dino Lovers for me.
Okay, yeah.
But I do think the fact that Bailey played on that as well is something that I really love.
Cool.
It's so different.
It's that whole sequence is so meaningful for so many reasons, and I love it. It's really moving. So yeah.
I think I have too many favorite ones, but opening lab and old lab kind of blend into the same kind of. They could be like a suite on their own. Voyage for that heroes theme that comes in. The Dart show actually sounds really Godzilla to me, like very like that. Almost like old Godzilla. Mayday, when that actually stood out to me in the cinema when the family get rescued and it plays the the Dino Lovers theme again. Finn's attack's really good. Hurry for the Lost World influence. That immediate as soon as like I hear bongos and stuff in Jurassic Park, then I'm like,
I'm sold. I'm in.
Easy win.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Flutter tongue in that too.
Yeah, especially that thing comes with that with the flutter tongue. It's good. The whole
didn't you say your favorite track was Zora and Kincaid?
All right, okay. That's the one track I want sold. The one track, I'm not. It didn't hit with me for some reason.
That track does sound oddly like MIDI piano. It's very strange.
It just feels like a bit out of. It just feels like a track that's brought in from a different soundtrack and plopped in there to me. I don't know if it came back again. I don't know.
It's from to what you're saying, it's from a different Desplat soundtrack. Like
Zora and Kincaid.
Yeah. I'm not saying literally, by the way. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like
it was Tempt.
Spider-Man 2. How
like there's there's so much of this score, or maybe not so much, but there are sections of the score that I'm like, okay, Desplat, like you're giving us the French drama here, like
Yeah.
it's coming through. So, Brooks, Byron, favorite cue moment.
I've nicked them all. I'm sorry.
No, you covered a lot. I align a lot with your picks. I think my favorite across the board, if I had to pick one, is Crossing the River T-Rex. It just feels classically primal. It feels like, I don't know, if Desplat was to enter the score for Oscars, that would be my pick because it stands very well on its own. I don't think it has any JP stuff in there. I could be wrong, but I think
And it has elements similar, doesn't it?
Right, the playoffs.
It's like Last World.
Yes, yeah. As an action set piece, that isn't the boat chase. That is my favorite. I think cue that I repeatedly come back to.
Yeah.
No, the boat chase is definitely like very. Man, yeah, that's definitely up there for me. I definitely keep coming back to Hurry for sure. Like every time I'm just listening to it in the back, I'm like, oh, what track is this? I'm like, oh, it's always Hurry. But Dino Lovers, that's probably the first scene that made me tear up in a Jurassic World movie. Because like just that connection to actually like what's happening, especially Jonathan Bailey's reaction, like his little like gasp where he like realizes what he's doing. I'm like, man, exactly as you said, like that means so much to so many people.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna have to go with Dino Lovers as well.
I'm glad we had different answers.
Yeah, I mean, all good answers. I think if I'm speaking right now, I would have to say my favorite is Boat Chase, which is crazy because when they first released that little section of it, I was like, oh, there's probably stuff I'm gonna like more than this on the score. But
Yeah.
now that I've heard the whole thing and seen how it's cued and the whole scene, and like there's just so much in it too. Like you get the hero team's theme, you get the Mosasaur motif, but then you also like you get the triumphant moment when they succeed with the dart, and then in the same cue you get that main theme, one of the best renditions of it in the score probably, when they're all the one happy moment in the entire movie when they're all happy, like yay. So but it's just I really love that main theme and just how it's used there as they close out that scene. So yeah, Boat Chase right now, but it may change in the future, because like I think Bella and the Beast is a close second
I was about to
probably.
shout it out. I'm like, we got to give flowers to Bella and the Beast because we talked about that a lot in our group chat, and
Yeah,
that horn figure in like the big crescendo. Yeah, that's some like James Newton Howard King Kong. He tapped into something else right there.
Another movie that this movie can be compared to, King
sure.
Kong. So
it's in the playlist.
Well, and Bella and the Beast is like has so many different like elements to it too. It's frantic and adventurous at the beginning, and then it's like scary and ominous when Duncan's about to die. But then at the end, you get the sweet that main theme sort of on the flute and with the horn and everything, and
It's got a good arch.
it's really really good. It's really good stuff. So all right, so here comes the hardest question of the entire podcast. Are you ready? And I sent this to you guys last night, so you had a little bit of time ahead. But where would you rank Rebirth in the franchise as a film, and where would you rank the score among the Jurassic franchise scores? Whoever wants to go first.
Oh, brother.
It's a hard question.
I would go for films: Jurassic Park 1, 2, Rebirth, 3, World, Fallen Kingdom, Dominion.
Okay.
And then for score, That's a hard question. Because every single film has like insanely good soundtrack to me. Like none of them are. I think in terms of Jurassic Park, I think Dominion and Fallen Kingdom are like insanely good soundtracks, like to listen to on their own. I think they're really good. But as Jurassic Park soundtracks, they venture a bit too far away for me for
Mike, right?
in terms of how like they feel as a Jurassic Park film as to what I'm expecting from a Jurassic Park soundtrack. So I would probably put those two last, and probably 1, 2, 3 Rebirth, and then those two in any order.
Okay, I gotcha.
I heavily relate to Kurt's. Yeah, mine is
Yeah,
almost
I think-
exactly
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at with
Yeah,
it.
I'm
because
pretty
with
much
Fallen
just a
Kingdom,
variation on that.
with the credits cue being entirely like Jurassic Park stuff that leads into the John Williams Jurassic it goes Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. That movie feels so un-Jurassic Park to me that it's so jarring in the soundtrack listening experience. I think it works great in context with like the credits roll, but it's just so out of left field when most of the movie is like this operatic gothic choir, and then John Williams.
And then-
It's
Yeah.
a
And then
great
traditional,
soundtrack.
yeah.
Remember,
Not
this is a
Jurassic.
Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah.
But no, very similar to Kurt's list.
So okay, so give us just for posterity, give us your film ranking and then your score ranking. Yes.
Me?
Yes.
Spotlight. No, yeah, movie ranking. Park, Lost World Rebirth. 3.
Okay.
Worlds, Fallen Kingdom, Dominion.
Okay.
And yeah, like with the scores, imagine 2 tiers, and the first tier is the first trilogy, World and Rebirth, and the second tier is Fallen Kingdom, Dominion.
Okay. Gotcha. Daryl, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got to agree with Kurt Brooks. The difference being for me, I really love The Lost World. So,
Gotcha.
depending on what day you ask me, that would be my top pick.
Okay.
So that kind of JP and The Lost World have to be number one together.
Gotcha.
They share that.
Okay.
Then I would go Jurassic Park 3. And then I'm really torn on whether Rebirth or World, which one tops the other. I'm leaning towards Rebirth at the moment. And then in that case, it would be World, Fallen Kingdom, Dominion. Score-wise, it's almost the same as the pick of the films. Jurassic Park and The Lost World, fantastic. With Williams, they're not being beaten. I love Jurassic Park 3, Don Davis. I think he's fantastic. I mean, I said in the last podcast, I was really critical of Jurassic World soundtrack when it came out. When I first listened to it, I felt like it was too far away from Williams. We're now 10 years on, and I'm quite fond of the Jurassic World soundtrack. So I think, it's got that nostalgia feel to it now. I think I'd have to say World just because I've had longer to live with it. Then Rebirth, then Fallen Kingdom, and Dominion.
All right. Nice.
For me, in terms of the movies, I'm going to go with Jurassic Park, Lost World. And then I'm not sure. I'm kind of at like JP3, Jurassic World, and Rebirth, kind of like swimming together in the same spot. I know
Okay.
JP3 isn't like super popular, but it's such an easy watch. And like Paul Kirby,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. So I don't know. I need to sit with it a little bit more. But then yeah, Dominion and Fallen Kingdom, they're at the bottom of the ocean for me, unfortunately. In terms of the music, very similarly, I'm going to go JP, then Lost World, and then JP3 and Rebirth again, kind of fighting for spots. In my head, they're very similar sonically, as we were talking about. And then Jurassic World, and then as you guys mentioned, Dominion and Fallen Kingdom, just because they're not super JP aligned for the most part. So that's me.
There you go. So mine's gonna be
What's yours?
fun. So films, I would say Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Fallen Kingdom.
Whoa!
Wow.
I love
The
their
earth
response every
shook.
time.
That was
I love it. I
crazy.
love it. And then Rebirth right after that. And then First World movie, and then Dominion, and then JP3. Sorry, JP3 lovers. I love all my children equally though, so I think they're all fantastic. So scores is probably quite similar. Um, a huge part of Fallen Kingdom is just how bombastic and gothic that score is, and I just love it. But then Rebirth and Fallen Kingdom are fighting for my third spot, like both film and score wise still, I think. So um yeah, with Park and The Lost World 1 and 2 in scores, and then uh yeah, and then I would have to put, oh, that's so hard. I would have to say it's probably that ends up the same as my film ranking, like Dominion and then JP3, unfortunately. But like, I don't know. This is just my opinion, but like, I think
It's
out
just my
of out of the we had John Williams, the greatest of all time, and then like every composer since him has come into a Jurassic franchise property and had to sit down and think like, okay, how am I going to respond to this? How am I going to honor this? How am I going to like put this into my score in the appropriate ways? And like, I think Desplat just did an excellent job of like just varying creating variations of the John Williams stuff, that you know enough that it's the John Williams things, but then it goes into something else. And so like, I don't know, that's a judgment that I think about, because like Giacchino does a really good job of that, but I kind of enjoy the way Desplat varied the John Williams stuff a little bit more, just some of the musical choices he made. But then like, I don't know, we're not to get off on a JP3 tangent, but I don't love the ways Don Davis did that. But like, I think I just like Desplat and Giacchino, what they did with the John Williams stuff a little bit more. But I don't know. But then I sit down and I watch Jurassic Park 3, and it's like, yes. So I don't know. We have 7 Jurassic Park movie scores to listen to now. And
How lucky are we?
we are very lucky. I
Thank
mean,
the
we've had Williams, Don Davis, Giacchino, Leo Bierenberg, Amy Doherty, Alexander Desplat. So we've had 7 movies and 6 composers. Or am I counting that wrong? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, but I mean, Bierenberg and Doherty are outside the movies, but like, I don't know. There's tons of great Jurassic music, I guess
family's
is what I'm trying
expanded.
to say. Yeah, the family has expanded. Oh, and that actually leads me to a good question, which is, um, in the future movies, Jurassic World Rebirth sequel, whatever that looks like, we don't know at this point, but would you want Desplat to return? Would you like pull the lever yes immediately? Are you a little shaky on it? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't
Everyone's nodding their heads.
Yes.
I'd be
Well, there's
100.
still rumours, isn't there, that he was brought on quite late, that he was
Oh, yeah.
replaced. We don't know who had it originally,
Yeah, the
but maybe with
quick
more time.
production timeline, yeah. So
Really good
It's the
effort for
same thing.
the
If you
timeline.
ask the same question with Gareth Edwards, I'd say the same thing. I'd absolutely love to have him back, but give him more
Mm.
time.
Yes.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think I would hopefully, like, with the success of Rebirth, like hopefully there will be more time with this next one, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think giving everyone more time would be a good idea, and like Desplat is known for doing a bunch of movies every year, isn't he? Usually he does like 5 or 6 or 7.
Madman.
So like maybe he was a good choice. And I feel like I was going to say this earlier. I feel like no knock to anyone else who worked on this film, because I think there's so much that's great about this movie.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like with the short production timeline and the challenges of all that and how tough that can be, like I think Desplat like did like really gave his all to it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing in the score that feels like
Just
lazy or
filler.
just like
Yeah.
copy and paste or filler or anything. Like it all feels very well written and involved in everything.
Even
So,
down to a technical point, I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's one of the best scores of the year.
mhm.
They could have
But
easily
it's-
gone and got someone who like does like 1 million films a year, just pumps soundtracks out. Maybe Desplat does that as well, but he was like a really unexpected choice. I think he's not like a typical blockbuster type.
But
Yeah.
bring him back. Oh, bring him back, please.
I feel like, I mean, thankfully, I think that Gareth and him had worked together before on a similar film genre-wise, which is Godzilla.
Yeah.
So like I really like think that probably played into it a little bit. They had a little bit of a
They've attempted
rapport.
to keep that relationship going for quite a while, because he was the original composer for Rogue One before
Mhm.
Giacchino had to come on board also pretty late. So they must like working together, because they tried to keep the train rolling.
Yeah, and like as I think we said in the last podcast, like still kind of funny that Giacchino was on Jurassic World before, and now like Desplat's taking over, and like and then the Rogue One situation.
Yeah.
And so
It's a lot of parallels, a lot of
always,
patterns.
yeah, always
An eye
kind
for
of
an
funny.
eye.
Yeah. Okay,
Show
so
business.
yeah. On that note, do you want a sequel to Jurassic World Rebirth, and do you have any sequel ideas?
I don't
Good
even
question.
think they have sequel ideas.
I think they might. I don't know.
I think that was my thing coming out of it. Was I enjoyed the movie. It was great. It was a good time. It was a real summer blockbuster. You enjoy yourself in the cinema. When I took my son to see it, and when we walked out, I said to him, I don't know where they go from here. Like, where does the story go?
That's valid.
I'd like to
Honestly,
see more. I'd like to see more of that island. You know, the D-Rex survived. Do we go back? Do we see more of that? I'm quite a sucker for the island setups. I mean,
Yeah.
you said right at the beginning.
My
This is the
headcanon
first film.
of it is, this is like the palate cleanser. This is the reset. I mean, it's in the name, Rebirth. I think this is literally like Universal hitting the reset button. For all we know, the next movie is the start of an adventure, because of how fast tracked this was. This was like testing the waters. Like, do people still care? Will people show up for this movie if we put more out? Right, and it did really well. It's one of the most successful movies of this year. I think it's the blockbuster of the summer. And if there is another movie, I think they will explore more. I hope they'll explore more. I want to know about the civilization that was on that island, and rumors of there being plot points to the movie that were taken out of that civilization makes me think, let's trim that fat, but let's put it somewhere. Let's put it somewhere else and put it to use. I think, because there's a lot to say there. There's a lot to say with like the original opening, like storyboard art and concept art shows like islanders or some sort of population watching as their island is being bulldozed, by like Avatar style bulldozers that you see in the movie. So like the breadcrumbs are there, and I think if they do expand on island stuff, I would love to see that, and more D-Rex stuff, and more raptors.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm definitely curious to see what they do next.
Yeah,
I mean, it might be a bit derivative for a lot of people, but I'm down for a prequel set in the 1990s. Go all out on the set design, making it look just like classic, like 90s InGen film it on film, just all that. Something like Alien Romulus did, but Jurassic Park. Although I feel like Rebirth kind of is the Romulus of Jurassic Park, but
I was about to say that.
I wouldn't mind going back and doing a prequel, even maybe something like Jurassic Park, the video game, where something happens coinciding with what happens in the original film, or like Camp Cretaceous does like a alternative. Well, I suppose they're canon now, but they're like happening meanwhile the main storyline.
Concurrently.
Yeah, something like that. Because otherwise, I genuinely would not be able to come up with a single idea for where to go from here. Like they'd have to get someone really creative, because I don't feel like they can go back to mainland now and without everyone being like, "Oh, well, why'd you go back and get rid of all the dinosaurs and just to go back again to the mainland storyline?"
I feel like Krebs' line in the movie about like they exist on a few islands around the equator now. Like maybe that's where we're gonna stick.
Yeah,
part of me feels like that's not entirely true either.
Yeah,
it could be interesting if like it's some sort of sneaky business of like we're just making the public feel safe or something like that, which might feel like a cop out, but also like I don't know. There's so many sneaky ways I think they could do that to add further course correction. Because that did upset a lot of people, from what I could see. I don't hate it.
And in Rebirth, they're still sort of like cleaning up dinosaurs off the street. So
sad.
Billy Bronto or whatever they called it.
Billy Bronto. Oh yeah, people were mad with the radio personality misidentifying it as a brachiosaur. I think that was also intentional.
I think it's intentional because I think it's either just a nickname or the people just don't know what the dinosaurs are.
Billy Bronto or Bronto Billy, and then
that's what,
and then brachiosaur, right? It's like Brontosaurus is an outdated name, and brachiosaur is clearly wrong. They should know that it's the first dinosaur seen in the franchise, and I digress.
They could do something where it's just the huge dinosaurs, like the titanosaurs, can't really survive very well in like regular climates, and like they need tropical climates, and then everything else, like smaller ones, are still like popping up everywhere.
Well, a friend of mine saw Rebirth and came away with two thoughts that she shared with me, which were, that was intense. That was the first thought. And then the second thought was, the little girl took that little thing from the island. So like to what you're saying, Kurt, like maybe the smaller ones can survive a little bit more, but like maybe there's some story there that I'll get into in a second. But like Byron, sequel ideas, anything like that?
I don't know how well it would do, but I always, for my own nerdy interest, always really wanted an anthology series where there'd be like 6 episodes a season, and it focuses on like the production of the first park, the Isla Sorna hurricane event and the evacuation of that island, or like, as Brooks was saying, like what happened with the Rebirth Island. Like you could do an Andor thing where it's only 6 episodes, but it ends at the beginning of the intro to the movie with the D-Rex lab going wrong. Just I don't know, just things so we get more character work. We have like an episode dedicated to like a raptor set piece or something. I don't know how well it would do, but I'm always like, man, I just want more Jurassic.
I think that's a great idea, and other folks have definitely said, like, there's been lots of talk about a live action series and all of that kind of thing, and I think that's a great idea. So maybe
for it.
Maybe there's an episode where at the end you just see a InGen scientist walk over to his desk and pull a Snickers bar out of his drawer.
It doesn't need like
Insane.
global stakes. Like
No.
I feel like they've been going in that direction where it needs to be like a worldwide threat with these dinosaurs everywhere. Just like if you're gonna do it on mainland, I personally would prefer it like in a secluded place.
Isolated, yeah.
No island hopping to different countries and everything. That starts to feel like James Bond to me. That's
Yes.
one of the reasons I don't like Dominion as much as the others. So
Mission Impossible.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
that's
It felt
valid.
very Mission Impossible.
I agree with
Yeah.
you. I always loved how especially the novel, it's like it's very heavily implied. There are dinosaurs on the mainland, but it's like they're almost cryptids in a way, where it's like concentrated populations. I always thought that was
Yeah.
really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going on safaris to see them, it's like
Yes.
1 in a million chance of
I mean,
encountering it.
there's a sequel idea or like a series idea or maybe even like an episode of something ideas like the dinosaurs are still like out in the world on the mainland, but they're much fewer and far between, and they're not the bigger ones maybe. So like the sightings of them, people think they're not real, or like they end up being like cryptids. That would be
What if they're
cool.
setting up a Life Found the Way,
Maybe.
where
I mean,
dinosaurs are evolving to adapt to other climates?
Yeah.
They all sprout feathers from their bodies.
I'm down with that.
Universal. On me.
My sequel ideas revolve around a couple of things. Like, so if I had to choose one character to return out of this whole ensemble from this movie, because I don't think we need to bring back all three of these people
No.
or do that type of thing. I think we can bring back one person like the sequels in the 90s did. Like we brought back Malcolm or we brought back whoever. So like if I could bring back one person from Rebirth, it would be Loomis, for maybe obvious reasons, but like I feel like, and this might be kind of a silly, cheesy idea, but like I feel like maybe he has this empathy for the creatures on that island because he was talking about like why didn't you just euthanize them, or like this is so inhumane. And it's like maybe there's a reason he goes back to the island, but maybe that reason has to do with either the DNA they got not being what they think it is, or it doesn't work, or it causes some kind of like dysfunction or disease or something. Therefore, they have to go back and find a cure or synthesize a cure or something. Or even more dark, maybe Dolores is a carrier for something. And when she gets back to the mainland, she like bites someone or something, and
Raggy.
there's a disease that's spread that we have to figure out. But like I also like the idea of like Jonathan Bailey going back to this island and getting stuck, like because he's not up to snuff enough with his survival skills or anything like that. And then someone has to come rescue him or something. I don't know. The door is wide open, I think, for what could happen next.
I think that idea would work great especially if I saw a lot of people say online like it shouldn't have been an InGen island, it should have been a Biosyn island, and they've been like trying to reverse, like this is back when they were trying to reverse engineer like InGen's stuff, and that's why all the dinosaurs are like messed up because they can't get it right. And then something to do with Biosyn, like you said, with there being a virus or a disease or something, comes from their shoddy attempts at like recreating InGen's dinosaur technology or whatever.
I mean, yeah, absolutely, that makes sense. I mean, the corporate espionage of it all.
I feel like they haven't gone down that route. There was a lot of that in feels like that was more like in the book it was like focused on things like that, but they haven't done anything like that since like the first one.
Well, and like I was wondering before Rebirth was released, with like Krebs being this pharmaceutical guy, like are there more people trying to get this DNA to make a drug or something like that? So like maybe something like that comes into play, especially like now that Krebs is dead, like and Zora and Loomis decide that they're gonna do something with so like what are the repercussions of that? Does Parker Jennings get pissed off and try to do something about it, like all that kind of thing?
It reminds me of the new Alien. That's like there's like 4 different corporations all fighting for the the
Yes,
ownership
Alien
of
Earth.
these.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something like that. There's more than one. I don't know.
I think that's
one
a great
cover.
example of like taking something that has global stakes or universe wide. I don't know what that would be. Universal.
Yeah.
The stakes are huge in the Alien franchise, but I think the show does a good job of slimming it down, but you still feel the weight of it all. Like
Yeah.
between Weyland Yutani and Prodigy. Yeah, like there's so much. And also, it's just a well-made show, so I feel like it's a great template that I think.
Well, so I mean, we've got InGen, Biosyn, Parkergenics, Manticore,
Masrani.
technically Masrani. So I mean, like to what Byron was saying, like a live action Alien Earth and how good it is makes me want Jurassic to do something like that.
Yes.
They could easily do a show. They're just not.
It'd be
shows don't make them enough money.
Yeah, which is a shame.
What were you gonna say, Byron?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's frustrating because I think pretty much all of us here would like a show, but it's definitely a gamble. You know, the movies are a big safe bet. But who knows?
I hope that the new film sort of taught them that they can do this on a smaller budget, and maybe they will actually be like, oh, okay, we can do like an episodic like series on a lower budget, and
they're probably waiting on like the perfect formula or the right story. I'm sure there's a lot. I'm sure they thought about it. I'm sure there are scripts out there like tucked away in a filing cabinet. But
yeah, there's been rumors of live action series in development in the past. But
yeah, I thought one was in the works for like the longest time, coinciding with Camp Cretaceous and the other one.
Chaos Theory.
Chaos Theory. I thought we were getting like a live action series. I thought that was currently being made, but maybe.
I mean, the upcoming 4th season of Chaos Theory is the final season, so like maybe they're like planning for the future. I don't know. But like Alien Earth does this thing where like I've been watching each episode every week like at a time, but like I feel like if you watched every episode in succession once they're all released, it feels just like a massive movie that you couldn't fit into a 2-hour movie. And so I think Jurassic could do a story like that easily. So and you could make it actually feel spread out and detailed and everything that the movies kind of run out of time to do.
There was a series for Resident Evil that came out not long ago, just called Resident Evil, and there were a CGI like a huge crocodile, like a CG croc. That looked good. I don't know what the budget was on that, but I can't imagine it being like massive. But if they can do it,
I think that was a Netflix.
Yeah, that was Netflix. I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a weird show, though.
I mean, the production value of Alien Earth is great. Like, and it can't have a massive film level budget, I don't think. So like
almost looks like they shot on film, and if they did, that's got to be a pretty penny.
True.
I haven't seen Alien Earth.
The score was recorded at Abbey Road. That's pretty premium.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Well, I mean, with the Alien franchise, I guess you have a lot of players involved with plenty of sway and monetary sway, but
it had a production budget of 250 million, and I think that's for the whole series, and it's split up into like how many episodes? Like
I think it's going to be 8 or something, or 8. 10, something. But
I think it's 8. Yeah.
I mean, that's one film budget. Or maybe two films, but yeah. So interesting. All right. Well, I think I think that's a good place to head towards the end of this podcast, but like just thinking towards the future and sequels and all that stuff. I don't know. Are you as Jurassic fans, as Score fans, are you feeling optimistic for the future? Does Rebirth make you feel optimistic for the future of Jurassic?
Definitely more optimistic, I'd say.
Yeah.
I don't think they've missed yet getting composers on board for these films. Like,
No.
there's a lot of franchises out there that have just made not great decisions when it comes to like getting a composer on board, in my opinion. The Godzilla franchise, but Jurassic Park, it's just consistently they're picking the right guys, I think.
Yeah.
So I think they'll pick the right guy for next one as well.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you to all four of you for joining me again for the sequel episode to Land, Sea, Air, and Music. That was the last one. We'll have
Thank
to
you for having us.
think of a title for this one that works.
The Reckoning.
Rebirth, the Reckoning.
Part 2.
Before we get out of here, any final Jurassic thoughts, Rebirth thoughts, whether it's about the music or the movie or anything like that?
Does the D-Rex change size?
That is the question.
It so does. It's crazy.
I think
But
it's
it's a
just
movie.
the perspective. Yeah, I think it's just the perspective. But
It's
yes.
a movie.
It was a good shot, though. I forgive it for being a good shot.
Oh yeah, the drama. I thought for the score, it would be awesome to see another score for a Jurassic movie recorded in LA. Because the first 3 were LA scores.
Yeah.
And I think whether that's like musician character or what, every movie preceding I think has been recorded in Abbey Road, which is
Abbey Road.
amazing. I'm wearing an Abbey Road shirt under this hoodie, you know?
Yeah, I
It's a
think
great
all of
sounding
them were
score.
Abbey Road. Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be awesome for return to Sony for something.
Where was World recorded? Because that sounds way different.
That was in LA. You're right. That was in LA.
I like that. A lot of people don't like how dry that score sounds. I
It's
really
the
like it.
same stage as the first 3 films.
Oh yeah.
I totally forgot.
No, that's
Yeah,
an interesting
I agree
point.
with that.
Like, yeah, because I mean, the last 3 haven't filmed in the U.S. very much, also, which is a thing. But
It's too expensive.
yeah, I mean, yeah. So they used all that money they saved on Abbey Road. So
Even recording in the US apparently is also, or in LA specific, is very expensive. And usually Universal has like contracts where if you are signed onto their movies, you have to record in like a list of stages most of the time in the US. But it's far less expensive to do it overseas.
Yeah,
They should try a new scoring stage, a different one.
Yeah.
Try
Experiment.
doing the new Scream soundtracks being recorded in like
Oh, in
Bulgaria or
Budapest.
something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Scream 7's in Budapest. That's nuts.
Well, I think like on our last episode, a lot of us were saying kind of that we were excited for a fresh voice in the Jurassic franchise, a new composer, like new stuff, and I really feel like we got that. Like it doesn't feel exactly like anything that's come before. It feels like a fresh new thing. So yeah. Byron, Kurt, any final Jurassic thoughts?
I would be really happy if Desplat came back, but if he didn't come back, then I want a new composer again, and stick into that. Someone that's not going to go too far with it though, but someone who actually respects the previous material and everything.
The 5 of us.
Yeah,
any of us. Yeah.
The 5 of us, together in a trench coat will make up Alexander Desplat.
Yes, give us movie.
Byron?
I mean, I was very, very excited for Alexander, especially coming off of G14. And as we said, like from the previews, a little bit like, oh, I don't know, but I got exactly what I wanted. I'm very pleased.
Yeah, for sure. But awesome. No, I agree. I'm really loving this score, and I can't wait to listen to it more. But it's been really great, as always, to chat with you guys about it all.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for your opinions. Thanks for your thoughts. And
thank you.
yeah, we'll be Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for joining me, and perhaps we'll be back for the next when the next Jurassic music related news calls for another podcast. So
Yeah, maybe
Um,
Jurassic Park Survival.
Oh,
I'm excited
yeah.
about
oh
that one.
yeah, maybe we like that's a good point. Like who's going to be the composer for that? And
I
like
think there's like a duo, is it? Or was that
Yeah,
just for
it's
the
a duo.
trailer?
Yeah, you found the website, didn't you, Daryl? Their website.
Yeah, it's a duo.
oh, okay, cool. Well, like that's definitely something to chat about either before or like after the game comes out, like what the music is going to be like. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, all right. So yeah, like I said, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for listening to the InGeneral podcast. Let's go around the table real quick, guys. Just say like where people can find you on social media and any little project you want to plug. Let's start with Daryl.
You can find me on social media, same handle and everything. It's just Daryl Leland. It's my full name. I don't talk about any projects just yet.
You can find me anywhere, basically just Byron Mackay Music, MCKAY. And as always, check out Prehistoric Kingdom. Just put out a beautiful update 15 with breeding, so go have a look at that.
Woo! Yeah.
You can find my stuff on if you just search Kurt Tomlinson compositions on YouTube.
Nice.
You can find me on X, Brooks_Libby, or Twitter, Brooks Libby, Leibee. My next big project is Mesozoic Life Stories River of Giants, which should be coming out later this year, maybe early next year. TBD.
Nice.
I forgot to mention Nightfall. I'm scoring Nightfall.
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't mention that. I didn't mention that last time. I didn't mention anything last time. I'm just some guy who shows up on the podcast. Yeah, I do make music. I swear to God.
For those who aren't familiar, that's the hatchling thing, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Sequel
Yes.
to the
So
Hatchling.
excited for that.
It's gonna be
Hell
so
yeah.
Or a spiritual
Nice.
successor. I think I'm allowed to say that. They
Well, it's
they put a post.
Yeah, it's out. People know about it.
it's too late now, Kurt. So
Yeah, well, sorry.
no, you're good. Like, composer announcements, I think, are like one of the best PR chips any production has. So share it. No, that's awesome. So thank you guys again for joining me. Thank you for listening to the InGeneral podcast. I'm Caleb at Caleb Composed. Check out Jurassic Outpost, JurassicOutpost.com, the YouTube channel for all the latest Jurassic news, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.